Hey everyone, welcome back to Tara's Take. So today we're going to play with some carbon paper and some book pages, some envelopes, maybe some digis. I'm not sure. I did this really quick little envelope. We're going to be working on covering our envelopes and leaving our windows open. So let's get started. All you're going to need to join in is some envelopes, some glue, some scissors, some carbon paper or tracing paper. You can use the kind that you use with patterns for sewing. Those that you use to trace onto your fabric, those will work. You can use what else? There was one more thing. Shoot, I'm trying to think what it was. Well, carbon paper and fabric tracing paper are the two things that will work for sure. I've got some of these, I don't even know, they're for, what do you call it? You know, I never can remember what it's called. You know what I'm saying, doing this. What's it called? You guys, you're probably laughing at me right now or going, come on, Tara, quit forgetting. I hardly ever do it, so I always forget. Anyway. But I have these tools with the little point on them. Okay, there we go. Little point so that you can use that to run around the edges of your windows. And then I have some stuff to decorate with, and I have a few book pages I'm going to use. And then, like I said, you could also use magazine pages. I mean, you could use anything. You can use DigiKits. I thought it would be kind of fun to use some music paper and book page and even some of my, what do you call it, the magazine, the old magazines, if I have some over here. Let me see. Thought I did, but I'm not seeing them now. Well, I have plenty of book page to cover with and plenty of music sheets. So we're going to play with some stuff. Okay. Oh, that's a cool one. Somewhere, my love. I think these were sent to me by, I think, Lori. I think you sent these. Did you send these? These came in a Happy Meal. Happy Meal. I did it again. Happy Meal. Oh, it's been a morning. I've had a headache all day. So, yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it. Forget the headaches. So I'm going to choose this envelope here because it's got some fun windows to it and it might be kind of cool. And what I'm going to do first, where's my scissors? What did I do with them? Oh, Tara, here they are. I'm using some smaller ones today because I'm going to be trimming into, and I'm just going to cut the ends off here. I'm going to be trimming into the windows, and so I needed my smaller scissors. So okay, so now we can just open this up. Okay, all right, and what I want to do is I'm going to put the carbon paper on top of the page, and you want to choose, okay, you should choose the page you want to be on the front of your envelope that you want showing. You want that to be facing down. Okay, so I'm going to choose the cover page, the front page of this piece. So I'm going to mark on this back page, and then all you're going to do is make sure that you have it, you know, kind of where you want it, because like I've not got a lot of room to work with here on the top if I'm going to make this a top loading pocket. I could glue it so that it's a side loading. It's really up to me once I get started, but I want to at least know that where I'm doing this, I want to get it within the confines of where I want the music to cover. Okay, so I'm just making sure. Okay. You know what I really need to look at? Sorry guys, I'm realizing I should look. Just want to make sure. I kind of want it more on that side because it's going to be flipped over. So I'm going to bring this over to this. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to bring it over to this side. Okay, and then you're just going to hold that down and you're going to run this along the edge, not pressing so hard that you tear anything, of course. Just pressing hard enough that you get a nice line onto the music paper or the magazine or whatever you're using, digital, book page. Okay. This is the first day I've actually sat down and used my carbon paper. So yeah, I was so excited to get it. It's not too expensive. It's in my list for Amazon. I can't remember. It's like 100 sheets, I think, or 50 sheets. I'm pretty sure it's 100 sheets in this pack. And it was only less than $10, I believe, yeah. So now you have 2 perfect lines that match your envelope, okay? And now I'm going to take, and that's why I was using these smaller scissors today. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of poke a hole here in the center and very, very carefully cut around this square. Those little tiny scissors right now would do really nice for this. I did a trial run earlier and these worked pretty good, so, but you just have to be careful. Follow your line. Take your time. This is one of those challenges for me because you know me, I'm always wanting to rush ahead and do things faster than I should. So this is definitely it's good for me to have my patience tested like this and learn to slow down and just take my time. I think I went off a little bit on that cut, but we'll see when I lay it out. You know, the one thing you can do around your windows is you can distress with some ink so that if your cut is off, or if you find, you know, that you've not, that there's a part uncovered slightly, then the distressed part will show as just kind of like a little grungy, vintagey looking corner, you know. Won't be so bad. Okay. It's already Thursday of this week. I've had so much going on that I didn't get to do all my videos for this week that we're in. I'm in last week, of course. It's last Thursday for me, and so and it's late in the day. It's almost 1 o'clock. So this is really late for me to be recording. And then I remembered, I wasn't sure what project I wanted to do, to be honest. And then I remembered my carbon paper and was like, oh, I could do envelopes. Yeah, that's always a winner. So, okay, and then I've got the second square, so I'm going to go, or rectangular window more or less. I'm going to go in and cut this one out. This one's a little bit bigger, but that doesn't mean I can necessarily take it faster. I just need to stay calm, Tara. So yeah, I think I probably told you on, I don't know, I should probably wait until I record Mass Monday because that's the one where I talk about stuff. I should probably wait on that. Okay. Ooh, this is a challenge because it's got like all these little, can you tell I'm being challenged because I'm being so quiet? That's always telling for me. I'm just going to go ahead and cut that out so it's not hanging there in my way, so I can trim around this little corner. In fact, I'll just take it off and then trim around that little corner. Yeah, so as you can tell, this takes a little bit of patience. But if you really want your window to be, your envelope to be covered and have your window, you know, perfectly covered, like I usually, like you guys know, I usually collage around it to cover the areas around it. And I don't really worry about it because I didn't have any paper to use to do something like this. But I think it's worth it if you really want it to be covered right. And not everything is this awkward. So let's see here. Okay. So now I just want to make sure that it's cut correctly. Oops. Nope. You know what I did? I'm not really sure what I did, but I did it wrong somehow. I don't know. Somehow I messed it up. It's going to have to be on that side. It's okay. No big deal. I don't know really what I did to it. But so I'm on there pretty good. Look at that. It's pretty good. A little spot right there I see that's off just slightly, and it could be that I just need to move it in right. Yep. So there's my perfectly covered window. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and set this aside. Now I want to decide what I want on the inside of this, okay, so that it shows through. I'm thinking that I might go ahead and use one of my foxglove for the collaboration. I really love this page so much. So I was wondering if I could get our little guy to show through. Let's see. Little foxy guy. Let me see, how would that look with the music paper? That's kind of fun. Look at that. I like it. What do you guys think? He looks so cute. I love it. Okay, so he's going to be my piece. I'm going to use him. And this will go into my foxglove journal as a pocket, I'm sure. Okay. I'm going to trim this part, and then I'll do the cutting, the real cutting, after I figure out exactly where my little guy is going to go. Okay. Up where he's showing. There. So where does that put it on the inside? Alright, so I'm going to be trimming off hopefully I didn't trim too much. Nope, we're good. And I'm just going to take my envelope and kind of hold it back and trim this about right there. Now, yep. So I'm going to go ahead, and you could glue this to this side and have it face on there if you wanted. Okay, so you could put it like that, or you can glue it to the back wall of the envelope, which I'm kind of debating, because it's easier to do it just to the back of the envelope, but it's kind of cool to have it against it, because then this part's protected, and when you put things into the pocket, it's going to be behind there. So actually, I think that's what I'm going to do is, yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to put the glue along this edge I'm just gonna do it here. Okay. And this part here, and probably some here, just a thin layer. Should do the trick. And then I gotta make sure when I do this, I know I tend to make things a little more complicated. Oops, that glue's out too far. Darn it. Yeah, that's what I should have done. You guys are right. I should have just went along the edge of this, and then that way I know it's where it's supposed to be. Okay, there. I'll just clean up the other stuff when I get done here. I don't want it, oops, there we go. There. And I can just take my, here I need a towel. You can always tell when I don't feel really well because I'm all fiddly and all over the place. Because my brain hurts and I'm not thinking as clear as I do normally. A little bit of glue is showing right there, darn it, and that's my fault. But it'll dry, it dries clear, so that'll be all right. Let's see, can I pull that, rub that a little bit? It's gonna be on there, isn't it? Darn it, Tara, Tara, Tara. Yeah, it's going over onto the envelope. This is not, there, that's enough. I'm just not going to worry about it. I'm making too big a deal about it. Because it is going to dry, I know that. Okay. There, so little Foxy is peeking through. That's really what matters. And then this is going to go on top. Okay, so on this part, I am going to do what I did earlier with the other one I was playing with. I'm going to just be really careful and put the glue around the edges here. I'm using this glue because it works for me a little bit better with the thinner paper, this old vintage paper. Okay. There we go. Well, at least that went on nice and I didn't look like a nervous Nelly. Yeah, I get nervous still, believe it or not. I know you probably wouldn't think I should because I've been doing it a minute with you guys, but I do. Especially when I know I'm not feeling well, so I'm doing stuff, you know, it's just a headache. It's just a headache, but, you know, it still causes you to kind of be off a little bit, you know what I mean? Okay, so there's that. Let me make sure this edge is good. We're down on that edge. Good. Okay, so there is, top is on there. Cool. All right, so now we're on there. Good. Now we need to decide how, because I was thinking that since there's no, there we go. Like I was thinking I would do it. Do I want to fold this? I'm going to trim this first and then we'll determine where we want everything to go. Okay. So I'm just going to go around the edge here and trim this front part off. I will probably just go ahead and put something else on the back of this because I don't know that it'll I don't know that I need to cover it because it'll probably get glued into the journal. And it's too tall for the journal, so I'll have to be cutting it down. So what I was thinking was that I might use the bottom part of the envelope as a pocket and put it on the front. And I'll show you what I mean in just a second. And you could do this with a second envelope, but because of the height, I need it to be more like this height. And it's going into this journal. As you can see, it would be just, well, actually it would fit if I wanted it to be like that. I mean, it's, no, not quite. It would still have to have some of it come off. So I was thinking, let's see, I could bring it up and just cover some of that pocket. It's really not a big deal, right? Because I don't want to cover him. But he's in good standing where he is. He's doing really well. Oh, I do see a little tiny bit of my yellow showing. So what I was saying earlier about distressing, you know, I'm going to be distressing the edges of this anyway, so. And the distressing always wipes off of this plastic really easy, so not something to really be worried about. All right. What I was thinking was that I could bring this up like so and settle it as a pocket, trimming off this portion here. Okay. I can even, I don't want to cut off the top of the pocket though. So, okay. So that's going to go down, and then we'll glue this as a pocket right here. And then what I'm going to do is cover the outside with either like one of the cards from inside the kit, or I will do it as a, gosh, I can't think straight. I'm trying to think straight and I'm like, oh, I'm having trouble. Sorry guys, I really am sorry. What I was going to say is that I can cover this front part with some paper, and then you'll have a pocket there, and we're going to close up the back, but it'll be a big pocket here, okay, once I get this sealed down, and then it'll be this front pocket, okay. So I'm going to go ahead and close this up. Just putting some glue on here. I'm not going to bring it all the way down to where it goes into this area, but there we go. And even though I don't have that right there, let's fix that. How will we fix that? Let me see here. No. I think what I'm going to do is just glue this down here and seal that right there. So you've still got a nice big pocket, but it's just glued, you know, you're just glued down a little bit on this edge. So pick an envelope that's flap's not torn like Tara did, okay? But as you can see, it's not, yeah, it's not that big a deal. It's a huge, nice pocket, nice deep pocket. And he is a little cutie pie. And now I can take a piece of the music from this. Not quite. I'll use another page. Or I could use something else. Let me see here. Nah, I'll just use another page and like so. Okay. I think I'll wrap this piece around because that way it's secure. All right. Go ahead and get a little more glue on here. So hopefully I can think of a few different little things to do with these envelopes to, oops, I don't want to tear this. I just want it to brown a little bit to match it up with the rest of the envelope. Okay. All right. Now, if I were using thicker paper, you guys who are with me all the time, you already know what I'm going to say. I would be using a different glue. The reason I'm using the glue stick for me is because it works really well as far as holding down this vintagey paper. Okay, so now you could sew this around the edge or, you know, to give it a little extra. I still, believe it or not, have not worked on my sewing machine and fixed what was going on with it, so I haven't even pulled it out. It's under my desk and I just haven't had the want to pull it out. But I'm going to go ahead and do a little miter on this corner so that I have so I can fold this up. Okay, and around here like that, so that'll be oh, and for those of you who watch who listen to the devotions and spend that time with me, I wanted to tell you, do you remember me saying the other day that I'm sharing my testimony about my rent and that I would let you guys know when, you know, something happened that was a blessing and that God did? Well, He has already, through one of you, praise the Lord, made a way. He gave us $100 back on a bill that we realized we really didn't need. We'd been buying the certain thing that was like $95 a month, so we released that. So that was $100 toward our rent. That, if you don't know what happened, our house that we live in was bought by a new owner, and he just informed us that he is raising the rent by $325 a month, which we were just kind of being able to buy our groceries, pay our bills, and have a little bit of money left over for, you know, like going out to lunch on Sunday, that kind of thing. And so we were doing good and paying our tithe, or, you know, giving our tithe and everything. But here's our first one. Cutesy, cutesy, yay. I love the little foxy. He's gonna go into that journal. And I'll probably decorate some more, but that's good. But anyway, my testimony of praise report is that the Lord blessed me, and I ended up selling the Tall and Skinny journal, which some of you've already seen. But what I asked, you know, that person blessed me with even more, because she is kind and sees the work I put into things, and she's with us on the channel all the time. And so the Lord covered our extra. It's already been covered for September. So praise God. Woo! God is so good. He's so good. And I told you everything, you know, I'll let you guys know when he does certain things. That's my testimony, because it's just, the Lord is amazing. And he's just amazing. I love him so much. Anyway, so let's try another one. Where are we at? That took me forever. Let's try one that's not so difficult. So we have all of our flap. That's good. Excuse me. Bless me. Goodness. Okay. So we're going to trim off our edge. And you just do that little slight trim. You know what I'm talking about. Okay. Just to get that to be able to open. Okay. And I am going to do a dictionary page for this one. And I'm going to try and do it right this time. We'll see what happens. Remember, I had it backwards somehow last time. Okay, so I want this. Okay, I want this part to be on the front, just the words. But I'm trying to make sure that I put this the right way so that when I flip this over, it's where I want it, you know? So just to test myself here. And these pages are a little bit bigger, so I've got a little bit more room. The good thing about carbon paper is it can be used over and over and over again. I guess because it's only one window, it really doesn't matter all that much. But I'm wondering if, because this will almost fold over, if I should do it on the end, and then that way I can utilize, let's see, that way I can utilize most of the dictionary page and just flip it to the other side. So I'm going to do that. Okay, so let's go for it. Let's see what we get. All right, so we're just going to go around this edge again and draw our little line. And like I said, don't press so hard that you tear this plastic, but press hard enough that your carbon goes down onto your back page so you can see the ink. Oops. Okay. There we go. All right. I went off just slightly on a couple of spots there, but I think I was crooked. Oh well, it'll be fine. This one will be easier to trim. I can say that because it's got rounder windows. The other one had more of like a sharper corner. This one's a little bit easier, I think. I think. We'll see. There we go. If you have those little tiny scissors, those would probably work really good in this corners. I'm sure I said that in the first one, but just thinking it again. I've never purchased those because I like larger scissors, so I've just never bothered to get those. I should probably get some just so I have them around if I need them, like in a time like this. And yeah, that's another thing. Make sure when you put your carbon down, or when you put your envelope down, that you're straight. Because I'm slightly crooked where my window is, so my paper, my words are probably going to look slightly crooked on the front of my envelope. So just a little tip to all those out there who might be like me, and you know. Okay, so see how it's crooked? Can you see? It's okay. I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm not kicking myself for stuff like that. I always kick myself. I'm not going to this time. Okay, so yeah, I'm slightly off. There we go. Oh, no, it's not too bad. I did pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. I think this could be straightened just slightly. I think I have a little bit of a crook here in my giddy up. Okay. All right. So now I am going to use this, and you know, I'm kind of torn because I think I'll just do it right directly, because that can be wiped off of the window, the glue, I mean, this glue, because I did it this way the first time, and it was, I think, a little bit easier to just do it directly onto the envelope, and then I just, if I had any glue over the edge, I just wiped it off once I had the paper on there. And I just think that might be a little bit easier for me. Okay. All right. Remember I told you guys the other day, I think I told you the other day, I have a towel I usually keep on my chair, and I moved it because Cordy, I spilled water and used it to wipe up water, and then Courtney told me I should put it in the dirty clothes, and I was like, okay, even though it's just a glue towel. And oops, I tore the paper. Darn it. Well, I still haven't put a towel out here, so every time I wipe down on my chair, I'm like, oops, gotta go get a towel. I'm not being lazy, I just keep forgetting once the video's over, you know. Okay. There. I tore that just a little bit, but right there, but you can't really see it. It'll be fine. Okay. Now, this is still better if I want a full coverage than to do it like I've always done it, which is with the collaging. I like having like a full piece. I should do a digi, you know, one of the digitals. That would be cute. Now, this was the only part I had to go around on, you know, underneath where I hadn't put glue. And, okay, which is fine. Okay, so now what I did earlier, and I'm thinking I want to do it again, is I went ahead and I folded this over, and then that way it's just, it's smooth, you know, going all the way around. Yeah, I definitely did my envelope crooked though. This sucks, because I can tell by just the way the paper's folding and everything. Okay. And I want the reinforcement, so I'm going to leave that on there on the inside, but I'm gluing these little flaps down, and that way they don't, you know. And then on this one, let me look. I think I am going to, yeah, I'm going to trim. Let's see, how much of this do I want? So like, yeah. I'm going to trim some of this off. Okay. Because I'm going to put this down as a pocket across the front. Okay. But I think I might wrap it around so that, if I can, let me see. And this again will get glued into, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and seal. And glue this down. Okay, on the bottom. And then I'm going to go ahead and seal this, and since this one has its flap, I'm just going to go across the flappy part where the glue was. Seal that down there. So now there's my top, okay? And I'm going to bring this across. That way I have nice even edges on both sides. This glue is just about gone in my little stick. Okay. Oh, it didn't have it covered all the way. I didn't realize I went too far over. As usual, I usually do that. Okay. Trim this off. It's all right though, because I'm gonna put this, and you know what I'm gonna do real quick? I'm doing this distressing so that I won't have to worry about it after it, because I'll do the other edge, you know, like I will when it's down, when it's glued down and everything. But all right, now, okay. There we go. Okay, so there. I need a new one. Sorry, guys. All right. There we go. Much better. Yeah, I'm just gonna seal this down. Okay. All right. Because my paper was crooked, I'm having a little struggle getting this down. Probably have to trim this, or well, I'll just squish it on the back because it's no big deal. This is going to be glued into the look at how crooked my pocket is. Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm going to tear this off. I feel like I feel like deleting this video. I'll be honest. It's pathetic. That was funny. I'm like, okay, yeah, not an acceptable pocket at all, because the paper is crooked from the get-go when I cut it. So we're gonna have to. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Tara's you're getting to see her at her most imperfect today. How's that? Isn't that fun? Let's see. I'm telling you, you guys. I'm, you know, not deleting any of this out. All this kind of stuff, yeah. Everybody else deletes it except for me, Tina, Pam, and Gail, I think. That's the reason I love those girls, because you know what? When they make a mistake, they laugh and they move on, and I love that because they're so real. Okay, so what I'm going to do, here's what we're going to do. We're going to trim this silly edge off here, or can I tear it off? Probably tear it off. And I'm going to trim it because it's already glued down. I don't want to mess with that. So we're just going to trim along that, get rid of it because it's going to be glued down in the book anyway. Trim that bottom off. Okay, and then trim this side. And if I have to glue this again, I will. I'm not going to worry about it. Oh, it looks like it's pretty good. All right, so there, now it's straight. So we straightened it and we just trimmed a little bit of it off on the bottom and sides to get rid of the, and like I said, if it needs re-glued at the bottom, the sides, no big deal. Let's see. It might need re-glued here. Yeah, right here. And then this is just the back part that was coming off. It's okay. So that's the only spot right there that raised. It looks like this side did not. There. So there's that one, ready to be decorated. Looks better than it would have. I straightened it out, believe it or not. So if you do cut it crooked, it is, you kind of can manipulate it a little bit. The only place it's really off is down here at the bottom. You can see that that paper was crooked. You can, of course, still see that this is crooked, but that's neither here nor there at this point. Okay, and on this one, I did not put anything on the inside. I should have. See, I told you. Headache, not feeling good. There you go. So this top is open. Let's find something to put in there, okay? Oh, you know what? Look at this. These are so pretty. Let's check these out. I'm all about the foxglove kit right now, girls. All about the gloves. Okay. I'm not sure, but I don't know what will show through. Let's check it out. Ooh, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. And you can see the butterfly. So pretty. Ooh, I like that. That is pretty. And I should have sealed this, I should have stuck this down before. However, it's doable. It's gonna have to be maneuvered a little bit, but it's doable. Let's give it a try with this. If it doesn't work, I'll try something else. Because that paper is just, it's that envelope paper, it might grab it just fine even though it's thicker. Now, here's the trick. Getting this in there without sticking it down first. Woohoo! Mama's good. Look at that. All right. I love the pretty little ivory butterfly coming through the front there. All right. So, now I'm just going to trim the foxglove flower off the top. Okay, oops. I'm going to grab my regular scissors here. It'll be a little bit easier for me. Nope, still a little bit off. I can see it. There. Now you can, of course, put we could do a cute little strip. Oh, look. Oh yeah, that's going there. I have to. But first, we're going to distress this. See, and where all my messes were, no biggie. Once this is glued down, it will literally be just a cute little grungy, old vintagey looking envelope. I didn't even set out today to do the foxglove stuff, but I do need to be working on it as much as possible, so I'm kind of glad that it worked out that I did do a couple of things for the journal, because otherwise it might. We're just gonna douse this paper with some vintage photo. There. Now let's go ahead and put, okay, which side? Okay. We're just going to run this right here along this edge. Okay. And there. So cute. Love it. I like it raggy, but not too raggedy, you know. There. All right, there's that. And that just looks so cute with the butterfly and the creams. It's very neutral. I can do, you know, pretty much anything I want with it. So that is how we do our envelopes. What time is it? I just need to check. I know it took forever. Yeah, I did take a long time. So let's look at a couple of little things to add to our envelopes. Got this little guy and this pretty one. Okay, now I have all these amazing, lovely, look at the little signs. I love these little signs, you guys. Such a good job. Such a good job. Just a fun idea. And then we have all these sweet little animals, which, ugh, too cute. Let's see. And then where's my words? So we could put, I'm grabbing these out real quick, guys. Just give me a sec. Now I'm kind of starting to get into the groove. See, once I start hanging out with my girls, the headache tends to go away after a while and I can think straight again. All right, I'm just having a hard time getting these off the tray. I was thinking that we could have one of these words on here. Meadow. Where is my water? I'm going to spray this down. It's not doing too hot. It's probably going to have to be something I get for my birthday, is some new sponges and some new inks, new pads, because my pads are so old on my vintage photo and my walnut and all that. They're really old and yeah, not conducive to creating a pretty background. Yeah, if I get anything, it's probably going to be like, you know, common supplies, nothing super fun. I need glue, you know, that kind of stuff. I'm like, it's not going to be the funnest trip to Hobby Lobby, but or wherever we go, Michael's, I don't know. We shall see. So yeah, I'm going to put this little sign here. I don't know, I just thought it would look cute there. Run some along this stick. The very tiny little stick. Alright. The meadow. and just for fun, no, the wrong color. Come on now. Let's do a little bit of, I should have done this before, of course. You know me, I gotta have a little bit of ground here for it to be on. Where's my brush? I'll use this one, I guess. Do I have the other one? Where's my other brush? Here's one. This is better. Oh, what colors do I have on there? Green. I'm not even sure where I used green. There we go. Cute. It's in the it's in the dirt. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and let's just distress some of the white off my kissy cut little furries. Yes, I was kissy cutting until the cows came home. There's one. Let me see. Who else do we want? Let's see. Just enough water to spreads really easy on this thin paper. All right, so our little guy here, I don't want to mess him up. I gotta be careful. Little tail, don't want to cut it or rip it. But I don't want this bright white edge, and I didn't want a chance taking things up to the edge on most of these. I was trying to be really good about kissy cutting them, and I'm not the best kissy cutter, you guys, so I did pretty good considering. All things considered. Let's see. Before I glue him down, let me just look here real quick, because I've got all these lovely plants. But any of these tiny trees, I do have some small trees. Let's see. Oh, that's too tall because of the pocket. I think they're all too tall, but let me just in case. Yeah, they're a little big. Yep, they would have looked cute there, huh? How about a small plant? Little foxgloves. Yep, I think they're gonna all be, wait, this one might work. It's just the angle where it's at, and that I already put the word meadow down and all that. Just want to get rid of all the bright white because I printed everything on white. Now Tanya, she printed her stuff, well, I think I mentioned it last week. She printed her stuff in a more of a darker color, and it really looked way cool. It was on tea-dyed paper, which I should have thought to do because I'd already seen last month she did that, and it just was awesome, but I didn't. I'm wondering if this would be okay to still stick over the pocket, you know what I mean? I could just have it like on the side. That's cute. I don't have to worry about covering. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. If I want to cover this, I can, right? I don't have to have the whole window open. Yeah, I'm just gonna have it kind of like that. And we're almost done, guys. Thanks for hanging with me. If you stayed to the end, I sure appreciate it. I had no idea until recently that that actually helps the algorithm. I don't know, I just never thought about it. But I guess it does. I'm gonna have this one hanging from under the lace. I know they don't hang, but I just think it'll look cool. I have this one just like under, and then where'd my other little guy go? There he is. Yep. So cute. Yeah, I'll be filming Mass Monday tomorrow or Saturday, so I'll kind of fill you guys in on what's going on with my grandson a little bit, much as possible, and then talk about church last week. And I think I kind of talked about it already, didn't I? Maybe. I don't like to double up on conversation, and I remember talking about it, so I may have talked about it in the Tuesday something challenge video. See, this is Thursday, so you guys have already been filled in, probably, knowing me. Shouldn't even be telling you when I'm going to talk about it, because it doesn't matter. Just whenever it happens, right? Now, I do have some other small ones I was thinking. Like the little, to kind of do a few little bushies next to each other, or even so he could hide behind some. Let's see. Does that look stupid? I don't even know right now. I'm not sure. Let's see. I think I'll put him. I'll probably end up having to cut out some more animals because they're so adorable. I like them, and I'll probably end up using them pretty fast, I'm thinking. Yep, he's going to be down here playing with the little squirrel. There. Now, I was thinking I could, let's see, do like a little piece more of the, just on that edge of that pocket. I have Give Me a Kit Kat song in my head. That's what I'm humming. Yeah. Anyway. So we're going to put a little plant right here. Just a little plant. To kind of be between these two little guys. And that's as good as it gets today, you guys. This is my little meadow scene, and I may add to it and try to doctor it a little bit, but I know I'm past my time, so yep, I am past my time. So hopefully you like this little project, and that you felt inspired, and you'll pull out some envelopes, and if you have carbon paper, grab some and give it a try, because it makes it super easy. Or if you have that fabric, you know, the paper to use for the material, or the patterns, that, you know, will really work really well as well. And there we go. Little squirrels, and is he a, what is he? It's not a skunk. I'm not sure. You'll all tell me, I'm sure. You guys will tell me. Anyway, I love you. Thank you so much for being with me. Thanks for making my headache go away. Now I'm just a little bit tired from it. I'm probably going to lay down. I love you, and I will see you guys tomorrow. God bless you. Bye.